Yo. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, family. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good people, peace and love. Happy Monday, happy Mindful and Miraculous Monday live from Martinez, Georgia. Down here in the dirty trees and nature, and the birds is chirping. And hold on, let's stop the music for a moment. Can you guys hear the birds chirping? Maybe not. I don't know. But this shit is fucking beautiful, man. I love this environment. Brother said Fusen Kofa. What's going on, my brother? Peace and love. Top of the morning. Happy Monday. We here. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Nervous system, regulation, reset, all of the stuff, man. All of the stuff. Great time down here. Great weather. Great property. Great people, great energy. Yesterday was a barbecue. All right. And so today's show is gonna be a little different than what we normally do. Every so often we do these shows where we don't follow the segments. We just have something to talk about. All right. And today, for these next 28 minutes, you do hear the birds, voices of the Orishas, Ashe. All right. For these next 28 minutes, I want to talk about this trip. I want to talk about my mama. I want to talk about the importance of a different environment, an environment that you may not be used to, right? An environment that may not be your norm. All right. So when you live in a big city, New York City, and it's busy all the time, you need something like this. And when you live in a place like this in the country, every so often you need a place like New York City. Right? They kind of go hand in hand. They work because to be a whole human, you need the peace, but you also need I don't want to say the chaos, but you need the shit. You need the upbeat shit, right? You need motion, right? Keep you balanced, keep you whole, right? Test you, see where you at, teach you some things, show you some things, learn you some things, as the old folks used to say. I'm gonna learn you something, learn you a thing or two, young fella. You know what I mean? Yo, Mona Love, happy magical motherfucking Monday. It's Mona Love on the motherfucking check-in. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it feels incredible. All right, and so this trip was all about, and it gives me goosebumps because, like, I organize events, I organize vegan festival, right? I don't think I've ever organized a reunion, but my family, we had family reunion every year, July 4th weekend, right? We have the family thing. We're doing it now, I think, 60 plus years, Long Island Sunken Meadow Park, right? Something that my dad started long time ago, maybe more than 60 years now, right? Close to 70 years, because I haven't been in a couple of years. Well, I'm lying. I was there in 2023, the year my aunt transitioned. All right, my dad's sister. But yeah, so this trip was about Kimona, right? My fiance. She organized, hosted a reunion. She's from New York. She's from Brooklyn, but she lived down here for a while. She worked down here, taught down here, built community down here, built a life down here. And she was a track coach, right? She was a track coach. And, she told me the stories. Her sons have told me the stories. And she wanted to put together, and she did put together, a reunion of her fellow track coaches, all right, fellow coaching crew, and fellow students. And she did that shit, and it was dope. Like, to see yesterday, like, just to look at these coaches, these adults, and their former students, right, who are also now adults, is incredible. Like one of the brothers, one of the older brothers, the coaches, I think Kimona said his name was Coach Harrell. Uh, a brother, black man, bald head, tall dude. He was talking about how he hadn't seen some of these students, some of these fellow coaches in 10 years. All right, 10 years. He said, "Damn, maybe a decade." He was so emotional. He was like, "This is so good." Right? Yeah, man, it was a barbecue. It was food. It was beautiful park, and I've never been to this part of Georgia, right? Diamond Lakes Park. It was beautiful, and yeah. This whole trip was magical, right? But it was really good to see her with her people, right? The people that she worked with, the people that she taught, um, and just to see how they interact with each other, to see how they showed each other so much love. Again, the adults showing each other love who hadn't seen each other in a while. Some of these students, right, who are also adults, the younger adults who hadn't seen each other in a while. Um, the coaches and the students who hadn't seen each other in a while. Like, the shit was so dope, so fucking dope, man, so dope. Like, yeah, it was really beautiful. I'm really proud of her, and I know that, like, yeah, it makes me emotional. If you know me, I love bringing people together. I love bringing people together, and um, to witness her do that, bring people together, right? So I love bringing people together, but I love seeing when other people bring people together. And like I said, there was a moment yesterday. Like, yesterday was so dope. There was a moment though when one of the students was talking about one of the coaches. He was like, "Yo, I could almost cry right now. I ain't see Coach Stevens. Like, I could cry. Like, that shit was so dope." And I encouraged him, "Go ahead, young brother, cry." He's like, "Nah, I ain't gonna cry. I ain't push it. I just met her, right? Like, fucking cry, man. What the fuck you scared of, right? Let that shit out." All right. But yeah, really dope. And so, an environment like this, all right, why this is important. So one thing I was telling um a few people over the last few days was just how grateful I am for my childhood, right? I was born in New York City, grew up, spent most time obviously in New York City, South Jamaica, Queens, Queensbridge, Hollis, Queens, Hempstead, Long Island, right? Cambria Heights, right? Where else? That's where I spent most of my childhood, right? Those areas. Born in Southside, raised in Queensbridge, back and forth Southside of Queensbridge a lot. My dad had a house in Hollis, so I was in Hollis as well, right? My grandmother, my sister's grandmother, actually, on their dad's side, had a house in Cambria Heights, so I was there. My aunt, my dad's sister, had a house in Long Island, so I was there, right? And I was other places in my childhood throughout New York City, but those are the main places. And every summer from age 6 to 11, I went to Altoona, Pennsylvania, part of the Fresh Air Fun program. Fresh Air Fun was a sleepaway camp that they did for the youth. And I don't know when it started, but 90s, obviously, 80s and 90s, because I went 6 years old, first time 90. I don't know if that's when it started, but I would even go back a few years, maybe say the 80s, 90s. It was super dope, right? Super dope. I went to Altoona, Pennsylvania. In Altoona, right, I got some mad bugs outside. Altoona is the country. And that shit was so dope as a youth. As from age 6 to age 11, I went for 5 summers, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6 summers, 11. Yeah, first time I went was 6, the last year I went was 11. The only reason I stopped going, and clearly we can't go back, but goddamn, my dad had passed that summer. And when I was away in 95, I was 11 years old. I was homesick for the first time ever. I'd never been homesick before. I was throwing up. Like, it was bad. Could barely sleep, right? It was really bad. I knew something was going on. They brought me back, told me my dad had passed, brought me back for the funeral and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I lost my thought, man. That shit. Yeah, 'cause that's the only reason I stopped going, right? But from age 6 to 11, being able to leave New York City, get on the bus, and go to the fucking country, like dirt roads and horses and horseback riding and fucking pool in the backyard, like birds and shit, just like this, that did something for me. So even though my childhood was tumultuous, and even though I went through a lot of pain, and even though I experienced a lot of chaos, having this outlet as a youth helped me not only then process, deal with, right, like be in that space, but what it did for my future self. learning the importance of calmness. There are so many people, I know some people who cannot appreciate when it's too quiet or it's too calm. They're like, oh, something gotta happen. I gotta do something. It's like, nah, you could just sit here. Like I could literally sit here on this swing. I'm on a swing. I could sit here on this swing, right? I'm swinging. Like I could literally sit here on the swing all fucking day with no care in the world. Right? I don't gotta go get no food. Like I don't gotta do anything, man. I could sit right here, I could nap right here. Like I could do it. And there's a lot of people who can't, right? And they can't because they are used to chaos. That's all they know is chaos. All they know is drama. All they know is noise. All they know is that's all they know. And so there are people I've again I know people. I've been around people who when it's too quiet, they think something is wrong. Right now, clearly you stay for a long enough time, eventually like you may settle. But there are a lot of people when it's too quiet, when it's too calm, when it's too peaceful, when you could just Katie Hanson, what's going on, when you have the opportunity to just be, it's too much because what it does is you reflect, right? When you are not distracted by other people, when you are not distracted by other things outside of you, when it doesn't distract you, when it's just you gotta then face your demons, right? Stuff starts to come up for you. You start to remember a parent who passed away, and if you never dealt with that, it may be emotional, right? Like being able to sit with yourself is one of the most important things to a human that a human can do, is being able to sit with yourself, being able to be by yourself in peace and quiet and calm and stillness. Like stillness is the fucking way. Closer you get to yourself, the closer you get to God, the closer you get to source energy. And the closer you get to yourself, the closer you get to God, the closer you get to source energy, the closer you get to other humans. So taking time away, taking time in an environment like this is beneficial not only to you and your nervous system, but it's beneficial to the people around you who you're connected to, your children, your spouse, your siblings, your co-workers, your parents, right? Like I really can't fully even put into words how much this environment, this type of environment did for me in my youth. Because again, I still went through pain. I still went to prison. I still did all of the shit. But when I was in prison, especially when I was in solitary confinement, I was able to sit with myself because it's something that I had done as a youth. When I was in Fresh Air Fund, I used to go to Pennsylvania, right? The family I was with, the McConnells, Kathy and John McConnell, incredible family, beautiful family. They had adult children, so their grandchildren was around my age, right, a little bit younger. And then they accepted another young girl from New York City as well, Misty. She was from Brooklyn, I believe, Brooklyn or Harlem. So it was us two, right, same age, and we had the same birthday. It was crazy, right? But I lost my thought, man. This shit is because it's my I don't even know what I'm saying right now. That impact on my life, right? Being able to go there, being able to have that peace, have that quiet. That's what I was saying. It was other children that would be around, right? After the first year, Misty came and slept in the same house, and the McConnells, Kathy and John, their grandchildren, obviously they had, their own parents, so they would go home sometimes. Sometimes they'd sleep at the house. And I would be there for 2 months from literally once the school year ended in June, I would go and I would stay to the end of August, right? Say the end of August, a week or so before school starts, go school shopping. School starts, go school shopping, and chill. But even when there was other children in Altoona, there was times when I would go sit by myself. I would go off in the distance and I would just sit by myself. And I would sit cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, and I would just sit and I would watch. And then eventually somebody would come over and they would talk to me, right? Hold on 1 second, let me just shift this thing. They would come over and they would talk to me, and we would end up playing basketball or go swimming or lunch or whatever it was, right? But again, having that ability to sit with yourself as a youth, right? Clearly, as you get older, if you didn't practice it, it becomes more difficult, right? As you age, as you become an adult with all of these life responsibilities and all of these traumas that have compounded. If you never learn to sit with yourself and just enjoy the sound of birds, the sounds of nature, just greenery, right? It's not a lot of cars coming by. There's 3 garbage trucks went by. About 4 or 5 cars went by so far this morning since I've been sitting here for almost an hour. It's quiet. Nobody walking by. There's no screaming. There's no loud noises. There's no door slamming. This is what your nervous system needs, right? a lot of us live in cities where it becomes normal, right? But we were never meant to be that stimulated. Our nervous systems were never meant to be that stimulated, like constant stimulation. In the New York City, the sirens, police sirens, ambulance sirens, fire truck sirens, cars honking, noise, people shouting at each other from across the street, like dirt bikes, motorcycles. As human beings, although we evolved and although we are still evolving, of course, and we're changing, like, and we have to adapt to the changes. It's a beautiful thing to adapt and to switch up and to adjust, right? And to learn, yes, and to become more resilient, yes. And it is extremely important to be able to just be calm and allow your nervous system to rest. That is what we are. Again, we are complex human beings, right? So I'm not gonna say that's what we're designed to do, because clearly we can adapt, we can adjust. But I just think it adds a certain level of humanity. It adds a certain level of just peace within self and awareness when you can sit by yourself with yourself in the middle of nowhere, right? And not be fucking scared and not be stressed the fuck out. And so, yeah, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that experience as a youth. I'm grateful for this experience now, being able to remember. I'm grateful that I came down here with my fiance and was able to witness her um just do her thing with her people, right? Witness her children reconnect with some of their old peoples, right? Super dope. Some of their former coaches and their former classmates and their friends, like super dope. And so the next thing I want to talk about my mama, right? So I called my mother yesterday, and the end of the call was like, yo, I love our relationship. Like, I love where we are. We are in a place that we've never been in, right? It's so much better than it has been historically. Again, it's not ideal, but it's great. We are both making progress. We have made progress in our relationship with each other, and it's continuing to grow and to become more beautiful. Saying that, I talked to my mother yesterday. My mother, um, two sisters live in Maryland. One moved there 20 plus years ago in 99, 2000, I think, 2000. Cleona moved to Maryland, 2000, 2001. I think Brianna was like, her daughter was like one or two, my niece, right? I don't think she was two yet, one something, right? So, 2000, 2001, my sister moved to Maryland. My mother has visited, but never wanted to stay. We all told her, like, you should stay. She's worried about money, or we'll take care of you collectively. You have, your three oldest children. We'll make sure that you're good. All right. Then my uh, other sister, Chantel, who's the oldest, right, moved down there just a few years ago. Right. We told my mother again, yo, you should go down there. You can go, you can stay with, your daughters, and you'll be taken care of. My mother doesn't want to leave Queensbridge, right? My mother, we think we know my mother is addicted to the drama. She's addicted to the noise. She's addicted to being able to go outside and gossip with people and talk to people and right, hear all the shit and be in the window and what's going on with who and such and such. She has that addiction, right? But we all have told her in different ways that, yo, you need to leave. And whenever she does go to Maryland to, her daughter's, my sister's house, either one, right? They live very close to each other. They used to live closer to each other. They still live close now, but a little distance. But whenever she goes down there, she feels good. The air quality is better, right? So my mother has living in Queensbridge for 40 years. She developed asthma and other respiratory issues that she did not have when she was younger, right? Anxiety, all types of shit going on with my mama. But every time she's in Maryland, like, she's breathing better. Right. The only thing that happens in Maryland is that, again, it could be too quiet, and they don't live in a place like this in Maryland. Right. Is a city. It's Gaithersburg. So, like, it's an apartment complex. Right. It's apartments. Right. It's houses across. Right. It's a park. Right. Martin Luther King, I think, State Park. Right. It's right there. It's not like this, and she still be like, yo, it's too quiet, right? Like, her anxiety, she thinks something's gonna happen because it's too quiet, it's too calm. But in talking to her yesterday, I was like, "Mom, listen, right? My ambition, um, going forward is to have an apartment, right? I definitely want something in New York, want something in Philly, right? But I'm gonna get a house in the South. I'm gonna get a house in the South, and I told my mother, I want you to move, and she said she will come. And that shit, she said it before, but the way she said it yesterday sounded even more convincing. And so that has become my new, or that has added some fuel, right? I'm getting goosebumps. Like I'm feeling something as I'm even thinking about this and talking about. I got to map out the plan, generate the income, get some property, get a nice house, and spot for my mama, right? I just got mad emotional because I'm like, damn, I wish, yeah, I wish, been able to provide for my dad and my mom, right? Yeah, I don't really cry too much when I talk about my dad no more, cause like, it's okay. But right now I'm feeling real emotional because, again, the fact that they provided that experience for me as a youth, paying for the fresh air fund, um, or whatever happened, however that shit worked out, but me being able to go there, like that shit did something for me. And I wish that I could repay them. And obviously my dad's been gone 31 years now, right? 31 years. His birthday is coming up. His 97th birthday is coming up on June 21st, right? So in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, right? So his 97th birthday would have been 97. Um, but yeah, I wish I could have provided it for my parents, both parents, right? But dad is gone, mom is still here. I want to provide that for her. She's 64. I want to provide the calmness that we all as human beings deserve. We all deserve this level of calmness, this level of stillness. Again, if you want to like wake up like this, go to sleep like this, and then go and be in the middle of all of the stuff, cool. But you need this, like to some degree, every couple of days, really every day. You need, like, I take space, and Kimona as well, every day to just sit with ourselves, right, and meditation and mindfulness and just to be. And so we all need this shit, man. And for some folks, right, it's really hard to do that in the chaos, right? You need a space like this to come to reset. And now clearly the goal is, once you come here and learn how to reset, learn how to regulate your nervous system, you want to be able to do that in the city. You want to be able to do that in the midst of the chaos, right? Shout out to Veronza Bowers, former political prisoner, musician, artist, freedom fighter, who made an album while incarcerated for 54 years, I think. 54 years, 48 years, some shit, some crazy fucking number. Ridiculous amount of years. A lifetime in prison. He made an album called Peace in the Chaos. So that's what it's about. The goal of meditation, I often say, is not to be able to come here and be still, right? This is a beautiful thing. But once you learn it and you practice it and it becomes second nature, you need to be able to find this stillness, find this centeredness, find this calmness in the chaos, right? That is the objective. Um, but yeah. That is the goal. That is the goal, to get my mama out of Queensbridge, get my mama into a house like this, right? On a property like this. You guys didn't see the house, but it's a beautiful fucking house, right? And then to my children, right? So that she can raise, not raise, but like be part of the village, man. Like, it's important. Like, I know a lot of people, especially in the black community, especially in America in general, so individualized. We want to move far away from our families, and everybody want to have their own thing. And it's like, it's not about having your own fucking thing. We, as a family house, this is where we live together, right? People want to have, and I get it, their own thing, right? So like nobody could take it from you, but that's scarcity, that's fear, right? But you have a house, you live together, like yeah. And then you have multiple spaces, right? Like I think that, my mother doesn't smoke cigarettes anymore, but when I used to talk to her about this before, I'd be like, well, you can't smoke cigarettes in my crib. Like, you can move with me when we get something, but you can't smoke cigarettes in my crib. She would be upset. Well, so, well, you know what? We build some shit in the backyard, little, you know what I mean, tiny home. That's your spot. You smoke whatever fucking cigarette you want to smoke in there. She doesn't smoke cigarettes anymore. Going on like 7 years. I'm super fucking excited and proud of her for that. But I would still probably build something so she can have her own space, right? Your own space, nice tiny home. Is good property here. There's enough space. You can build some shit. All right, build some shit. Put a camper, RV. All right, deck that shit out. It's tons of options. Tons of options. That's the lack of options is not the issue. And so yeah, I'm excited that she said she would come, and now I just gotta put my plan in motion. I'll come up with the plan, put the plan in motion because this needs to happen ASAP. She's not getting no younger, right? It needs to happen this year, between this year and early next year. She's not getting any younger, and she needs it, right? As she ages, I want her to age gracefully. I want her to let go of the toxicity of being in Queensbridge. As much as I love Queensbridge, I don't like going out there too much to see her, right? Because there's too much going on out there, man. And I want to go do my work, maybe hang out for a little bit, right? Because again, it is something special about the hood. It is something very special about Queensbridge. Um, but where I'm at in my life right now, that's not someplace where I'm at a lot, and I don't want to be there a whole lot, right? Get the job done, right? Especially right now, right? So I want to build it up. I don't just want to leave it and let it fucking be nothing. I do want to. The goal is the same: build up Queensbridge, right? Build up the surrounding area, which is being built up anyway, right? I definitely want something close to Queensbridge, right? I want to turn our apartment, right, when I get my mother out of there, I want to turn an apartment into a museum, a historical museum of, right, the Sugar Ray Museum, right? Teach people about my activism and my advocacy and my life journey, and just be a source of inspiration in public housing for folks, right? That you can, even through the storm, you can create something incredible uh, with your life. You can build a life of substance. You can build a life of impact. You can become legendary, even though you're from public housing, even though you had some bad end of the stick, right? Bad ends of the stick, right? Dad passing or one parent not there for whatever the reason. You can still be fucking epic. You can still be legendary. You can still impact the fucking world, right? And I want to teach people that. So get my mother out of Queensbridge, turn the apartment over to an organization, right, and allow that to be the museum, right? Sugar Ray Museum. Teach people for the next 100 years about who I am, who I was, what my mission was, my life story, my journey, the pains, the trials, the tribulations, being shot, going to prison, the mental health challenges, all of the stuff I want to be able to talk to people about, right? And teach people about, and have other people teach people. I'm not gonna be there all the time, but have other people teach folks about me, right? Look at photos, look at images, read words, read quotes, see my books, the books that I was in, the magazines that I was in. It'll be a dope museum, right? It'll be a fucking epic museum, like clothing from a hunger strike. Like it'll be fucking epic, documentary, film, like it'll be fucking epic. And so that's what I want to do. And I told my mother that. She's like, well, I ain't giving up my apartment. Well, we getting you the fuck out of there, right? And that's the real deal, right? Yo, yo, you gotta start tuning into my show, man. I do a show every morning. You gotta start checking me out. You used to check me out, huh? I know. Appreciate you. Um, yes, that's the oldest son. You know what I mean? Kyle, K Dot, him and his boo. Katrina, also K Dot. But yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man. This environment, super dope, super beautiful, dope trip. This Georgia heat is real. It's warm. It's a different kind of heat. I love it though. If you know me, I fucking love all weather. Really, all weather. The coldness, I love that shit. Uh, but yeah, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. Met some great people this weekend. Saw some folks I hadn't seen. Right, I met only once. I met this one sister a couple years ago in New York. She was down here. Met her husband. We spoke about some things. She was like, "Yo, I got to connect you with the sheriff in my town. Black sheriff wants to do some more things really for our people, put our people in position." I created a program. He bought it, and like, I want to create some more shit. And so I want to work with you to create some shit. And I'm like, again, I don't believe in coincidence. I just spoke literally 2 weeks ago, right? 3 weeks ago, maybe a week ago. I don't even know, but I just spoke about finding some income other places, right? Because clearly now, 2026, you can work from anywhere, right? Of course, your laptop. I don't have that system set up though. I don't have that business, not yet, at least, right? We're not at a point where I have clients and I can be anywhere in the world and just use my laptop to tune in. I'm still, and part of it is the era I grew up in, right? I'm fucking analog, right? So like, I want to be there. I need to show up to a place, right? Generate my income, and so I'm going to shift that. I am shifting that, right? We are going to next week put the flyer out and start accepting clients, coaching clients, right? That we're going to meet on Zoom. We're going to meet right through the StreamYard, and we're going to talk, and I'm going to help them, right? Some brain coaches. We got some and it's not even coaching. I can't wait till it really roll this shit out for you. It's a whole fucking experience, and I'm going to help so many people. And I know there are so many people they already expressed that they want my assistance, right? They've seen what I've done with my life. They know where I'm at. They know what I'm capable of for the most part. But yeah, no coincidence that she mentions that. So we're gonna jump on the phone next week, into this week rather. Right, we're gonna talk about it. I may come back down to have meet with her, meet with the motherfucking sheriff, and see what they're talking about, right? And we could generate some good bread. I would absolutely. This would be my home. This would be my home. Enough bread, more bread. Spot up still in New York. Apartment in Philly, closer to my children. Right, and the life that we dreamed of is now real. Yo, listen, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I do. Whew, this is the last day here. Right, back to the city. But I'm gonna sit here and swing for a little bit, man. The birds are chirping. It feels so fucking good. It is supposed to rain. I do feel the humidity. Right, I feel the moisture. I'm gonna do some stretching a little bit, right? But yeah, man, yo, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to Mona Love, Miss Juicy, my bae, right? On a successful Hefzibah Hefzibah Middle School track reunion, right? Thanks for bringing me. Thanks for introducing me to your peoples. Right, super dope experience. Super grateful, super proud, super excited, and super looking forward to more beauty, more joy, more greatness. But listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. This is episode 644 of SR Daily. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marston. This is week 130, kicking off week 130 down here in Augusta, Georgia, Martinez, Georgia. And enjoy the day, enjoy the week, all right, wherever you are in the world. Whatever the temperature is, whatever the climate is, remember that you are the light. Remember that you can do anything. Remember that you are powerful. Remember that your voice matters. Remember that your presence matters. Remember that stillness is the way. Remember that it is okay to be calm. Remember that it's okay to be calm. You do not have to have a life full of drama, even if that may have been your childhood, even if other people in your family have grown up that way. And you deserve calmness. You deserve peace. You deserve stillness. You deserve not just once in a while, but you deserve that peace, that stillness, that calmness every day. And the beautiful thing about it is that no matter where you are in the world, you can give yourself that any day, every day, at any time. You can go, you can find a park, you can find some nature, you can go sit by a tree in front of your house, in your backyard, in the projects. You can find a tree, you can sit next to a tree, you can sit under a tree. You can observe the birds, you can go by the water, right? Nature is all around us. You can tap in at any time. So tap in. I'm gonna tap in here for a little bit longer. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And remember, man, it ain't getting knocked down that's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love. Peace. Why did I blow? Yo, man, I love you guys, man. I'm out of here. I'm gonna sit, enjoy some more of this. We got some. Yeah, let me show you this property though. Can I flip this? I'm trying to see. Can I flip? Oh, whoa! I didn't want to cut that off. Can I flip? Let me see. Flip camera for TikTok, and then can I flip it on StreamYard? Can I flip the camera for StreamYard? I cannot flip the camera from StreamYard. We need to update StreamYard because you need to be able to flip the camera. I get that it's a show and it's filming me, but we want to be able to flip it. So anyway, there you go. You guys can see property. Right, property is beautiful. Right, absolutely beautiful property. Absolutely beautiful space. All right, nice couple of acres. Don't know how many acres, but it's a nice road. It's not isolated. There's a house over there, some houses back there. So it's not an isolated community space, but it's isolated enough, right, where motherfuckers ain't up on you. All right, and you ain't gonna hear motherfuckers arguing with their lover at the crib, cursing their children out. You ain't gonna hear all that shit. But yo, man, I'm out. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, TikTok Live. I'm your boy, your host, Sean Sherry Marshall, signing out. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. Peace.